Hello everyone, this is Jim Ogrozinski with your week 6 lecture video. So I begin this week's lecture video here on the schedule. On Friday we have the discussion board post about the art of summarizing. So I'm going to talk a little bit about summarizing the article Blue Collar Brilliance, which is the topic of essay number 2. So I'm sure by now everybody's read chapter 3 in the textbook. It's a very short chapter, only about 7 pages long. I'll come back to that next week when we talk about how to write that summary essay, and we'll break that down for you in next week's lecture video. But before we get into the drafting and peer report. So let's get over to the readings here on the module for Unit 2. We have not only Blue Collar Brilliance, right below that is the art of summarizing here. You can find the PDF. I want to talk a little bit about what you can find in this reading. Now, the art of summarizing is really a useful tool to help you understand long extended summaries. It's important for everyone to acquire the skill as far as working with the words of others, how do you summarize and paraphrase, and also then how to put yourself into the conversation. So I want to highlight a few spots. I believe here I have some annotations. If you look for the little yellow dialogue marker here, the little thought bubble, and you want to make sure you focus on those particular sections. I think I have those throughout the reading, but it's not a very complicated reading, and I want everyone to really be focused on what we have in the way of thinking about writing summary. How do we also avoid some of the traps, okay, in writing summary, and how to go about, in many ways, developing a pattern or a way to use the signal verbs here for action when you introduce your speakers in your summaries. Here is in the templates, right, that you have available to you. So as you move through this reading, you want to be aware of what the authors say on how to go about writing a good summary. I think it's very critical that you have to understand here, for example, to write a really good summary, you must be able to suspend your own beliefs for a time and put yourself in the shoes of someone else. Okay, you can play the doubting and believing game here from Peter Elbow. Also, you want to avoid some of the traps. Now, we do have one of them marked here, which is the list summaries. One of the traps that's talked about quite a bit is in reference to Zinchenko's article here in this section, how the writer is quickly, just really kind of quickly abandons the summary here and wants to move into their own opinion, which is a way to avoid the summarizing, right? And then also here in this particular section, you want to pay close attention to the closest cliche syndrome, where the authors talk about how many times people, when writing summaries, kind of um, come close to paying attention to the article's content, but at the same time, maybe just talk about it. So, for example, in our particular essay, you're looking to summarize blue collar brilliance, and maybe a closest cliche syndrome in an essay might be how you talk about blue collar work without making reference to the article, and it may not even be factual to the actual subject article, which is blue collar brilliance. So you want to be aware of those traps. You want to look for the positive ways to write summary, and also you want to be aware of the signal verbs and how to work through your particular summary essay when you begin to start drafting there. So let me make a move here to the discussions. The art of summarizing is discussion board number 8. Here we have the instructions, right? So after reading Art of Summarizing, discuss how the authors describe a successful summary. What are the few strategies you can use to write effective and thorough summary? In the article, the authors describe 3 traps that writers fall into, and I just highlighted those for you. How can you avoid them? So it's important to really take the time, run through the Art of Summarizing, and it'll help you be able to write that summary essay assignment. All right. So like I mentioned, let's get back to the announcements. That'll be discussion board 8. We'll move into more of the how and why to write a summary located in the textbook next week, right before we move into our first draft and peer report for essay 2, the summary. So if you have any questions or issues about discussion board 8 or blue collar brilliance or the art of summarizing, please send me an email. Good luck.